Hey host, hey guys, hey Barbz, whoever you are. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I so appreciate you guys clicking on this video. Today, we are going to talk about how the Barbz got Nicki Minaj her third #1 album, okay? And we're going to talk about the best, the highest, the most impressive stats with regard to streaming. Not so much sales. I may do another video on that if you guys want me to, because I have some screenshots from there, but I'm so like obsessed with streaming numbers. So as you guys can tell, if you guys are watching my weekly chart analysis, so this may be a little bit longer than usual. So I just want to say thank you for being here. Please like the video. Please sit back and relax and enjoy the tea or these numbers, okay? And yeah, let's get right into it. So I need you to remind, right? It's been 11 days since I'm recording this, not since I'm recording this, but like since the album has been out, Pink Friday 2, okay? So take yourself back to the night that the album released, or the day, the next day, so Friday, right? Or Saturday. Pink Friday 2 by Nicki Minaj earned the biggest debut for an album by a female rapper on the USA Spotify chart with over 12.95 million streams, surpassing Planet Her that only did 12.93 million streams. So shout out to the Barbz for surpassing those people over there. Pink Friday 2 debuts with over 15.7 million streams on the global Spotify chart with 9 tracks, becoming the biggest debut on the chart for a female rap album. So 15.7 million streams with only 9 tracks. That's not even the whole album on global Spotify. So here is a list of Nicki's biggest debut on the global Spotify chart. So you got songs like Ball for Me, and Dark Side of the Moon, Super Freaky Girl right here. Now this number is coming from last year when Super Freaky Girl was released. It got 3 million streams in its first day. Now let's go focus our attention to Needle, right? The first day the album was out, Needle gained 2.3 million streams. So now it's Nicki's number 6 highest debut on the global Spotify chart. Are You Gone Already, the intro track to Pink Friday 2, got 2 million streams the first day, okay? So those are now in her biggest debuts. Now, top albums. So after that weekend, Spotify released these lists for the top albums debut, global and for the USA. So global, of course, Pink Friday 2 took the #1 spot as we expected. And also, the top albums chart in the USA. Of course, we expected that. No shade. Now, here's the top songs. Very interesting. As you can see, Pink Friday 2 is flooding. Okay, so we got Needle, right? It had over 2 million. Everybody with Little Uzi, FTCU, Barbie Dangerous. Are You Gone Already? Let Me Calm Down, Big Difference, Beat Beat, and Falling For You. So these are the songs that entered the top 10 on the top songs chart for Spotify, okay? Now for the global, Needle, Everybody, Are You Gone Already? Barbie Dangerous, my fave, FTCU, and Let Me Calm Down by J. Cole. These were the highest streaming songs from Pink Friday 2 around the world for the first day, okay? So this is also first day numbers right here. So it says Nicki Minaj officially breaks the record for biggest streaming day ever on Spotify for a female rapper, gaining over 41 million streams. Now, what does this mean? So it says biggest streaming day ever on Spotify for a female rapper. So that means she outwashed everybody. That's not even a word. And this is not only album numbers. They're saying she got 41 million streams in her whole catalog, okay? Everybody was streaming Nicki on when Pink Friday 2 was released. So once again, we looked at the Spotify global chart already. This is kind of like the same thing. But I do want to show you some Apple Music numbers because we don't talk a lot about Apple Music. So I do want to shout out the Apple Music Barbz in the chat. Okay, so shout yourselves out. So you guys did amazing. We are still at this point #1 on Apple Music for albums, and we'll get to that later in the video. But as you can see, the whole album flooded the global Apple Music chart, the daily top 100, as well as the Apple Music US chart. Everybody, FTCU, Needle, Let Me Calm Down, those were the highest ones. Barbie Dangerous, Are You Gone Already? She flooded the top 10, which is really, really impressive, okay? And also global, right? Like this is around the world on on Apple Music. So pretty impressive numbers and movement over here. So for the top artists USA weekly chart on Spotify, this chart came out after the first week. Nicki Minaj rises to number 3, moving up 59 spots on Spotify's top artists USA weekly chart. It is now the highest peak for a female rapper in the chart's history. So Nicki reacts, as you can see, she quoted this tweet. She reacts to everybody has now spent an entire week on US Apple Music, okay? So it has now been 11 days since the album has been out, and it is still #1 on Apple Music, okay? Nikki's like, WTF? So yeah, here's some of the streaming numbers from this day. But at this point, everybody has gained way more streams than 11 million. And this is some buying data right here. Just iTunes. As you guys know, we go number one everywhere, but specifically on iTunes. So of course, we were number one on iTunes the whole week for the albums chart. And then on Friday, this past Friday, when Nicki released Pink Friday 2 Gag City Deluxe, we also that replaced the original version to the album at number one on the iTunes chart. So this is the proof right here. Take out screenshots. Now her first week debut on Spotify total, right? This is all the streams that she got on Spotify for Pink Friday 2. It earned 121,201,967 streams in its first week on Spotify, including the deluxe. Okay, because during that week, remember, she released Beat with 50 Cent, as well as Love Me Enough, I believe, with Monica and Keisha Cole. So this breaks Nicki's own record. So for Queen, her previous album did 79 million streams first week. Pink Friday 2 did 121 million. So now Pink Friday 2 is her highest first week's streams on Spotify. Congrats to the Barbz. We have done so well in streaming and improved so much. Okay, shout out to everybody streaming. I hope y'all still on your motherfucking playlist. Okay, if you need a playlist, look down below in the video description. Okay, and ask me if you need something for Amazon, Tidal, what's it called? Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, everything. FTCU earns its biggest streaming day on Spotify, getting 1.739 million streams. Okay, so it's up 21.4%. Now remember, in Nicki's first week, she had performances in Atlanta as well as Miami. So this was the day after she performed in Atlanta. So I know that everybody's loving FTCU. It surpassed 10 million streams on Spotify. It's now like way past that at this song, but it's the sixth album from Pink Friday 2 to achieve this, meaning the sixth song from the album to surpass 10 million streams. So you're going to count SFG, Super Freaky Girl, Last Time I Saw You, as well as Red Ruby The Sleaze. Those were the pre-album singles that all have over 100 million. Well, not 100 million, but like 10 million at this point. And then you have, at this point, FTCU, Everybody, and Needle. They have all surpassed 10 million. So we have now 6 songs from the album that is over 10 million. So here's some more data for FTCU. It rises to a new peak of 93 on today's global Spotify chart with over 1.71 million streams. It's also entered the top 20 for the first time ever, as it rises to a new peak of 17 on the US chart with over 1.06 million streams, a new daily high. This is important because Nicki is always flooding the Spotify chart in the top 10, but this chart, it's telling you that both in the US and global, she's gaining over 1 million streams for the song. So in the US, 1 million. Globally, 1.7 million. So both numbers separated is still a million each, which is super cool. Everybody does really love FTCU, and that's definitely going to be a single. It's now the number 1 highest charting song from Pink Friday 2 on Spotify US, surpassing Needle. Shout out to Drake. It's growing on me. So after the first week, this came out, Nicki's biggest daily Spotify streams for all credits. So remember how I told you when the album was released, she got 41 million, her biggest day for a female rapper ever. And then on December 9th, the next day, it was 32.1 million. And then on December 15th, it was 28.4 million. Okay, so those are her biggest daily Spotify streams ever. As of today, Nicki surpasses 55 million monthly listeners on Spotify for a second time in her career. Earlier this summer, I believe Nicki got up to about 65 million. So of course, with the new album, fans and non-fans are listening because it's a big album. And so we are at 55.1 million monthly listeners. Shout out to everybody streaming on Spotify. Now, here's my favorite part. This chart shows us the daily streams and the total streams for every song on the album. So I want you to look at this real good and tell me which songs you think are performing the best. I want to know what your favorite song is doing. I want to know what songs you think should be streaming more. Like, let's look at Pink Birthday, because that is my okay, 333. What? This should be doing over 1 million streams. Only 4 million, 4.7 million. Oh, we gotta do better. I need everybody to put Pink Birthday on their list. But it's crazy because I feel like so many Barbs love this song, and how is it 4.7? Okay, Blessings got 2.8. Dang, I'm just looking at this for the first time. Make sure that y'all got Beat Beat with 50 Cent and Love Me Enough on y'all playlist because it wasn't released with the original album. It's gonna get overlooked by people who weren't necessarily paying attention and who aren't streaming the deluxe. So we also have to do our part in spreading the word that Beat Beat with 50 Cent and Love Me Enough with Keisha Cole and Monica is out. Okay, what are some of y'all other favorite songs? Okay, R&B, that's mine. Okay, 396,000. It has 5.2 million overall. Let's look at what's my other song? Falling for You. Where's that at? 475,000 has 6.3 million. Okay, that's also becoming a Barb favorite. So yeah. Now, Pink Friday 2 has definitely surpassed 800 million streams on Spotify. If you're someone who is not so crazy on streaming and pushing, this is some motivation for you. Our next goal should be getting the album to 1 billion. We need 200 million more streams. That could really happen in the next couple weeks if we really put our minds to it and stay streaming all day as we should, because we need Nicki to remain at number 1 for a second week on the Billboard 200 chart. So I need everybody streaming on every device you have using Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, Tidal, literally everything, okay? Now, for the worldwide Apple Music albums chart, we are now 11 days at number 1. I know it says 10 right here, but that was yesterday. Today is the 11th day. We are still number 1 for a female rapper, for a Black woman. Y'all gotta give it up to Nicki Minaj, okay? I hope y'all still listening. If y'all are, please like the video, okay? Nicki Minaj is now the second longest number 1. Well, actually, this actually doesn't even matter anymore, because now at this point, right, it has said it's the second longest running number 1 album by a female rapper on that worldwide Apple Music chart, surpassing Planet Her. So that did 3 days, right? Look at number 1. It was Queen. That was 6 days at number 1 on the worldwide Apple Music chart. But we are at 11 days right now. So what female rapper y'all think is going to break that record? 11 days at number 1, and I'm talking worldwide. Niggas that don't even speak English is streaming. Next, 2 versions of Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday 2 are now charting within the top 10 of Apple Music US, okay, at number 1 and number 9 at the time of me taking the screenshot. And so at this point, we have went number 1 on Apple Music at 84 countries, okay, when I saw the screenshot. 84 countries around the world are streaming Pink Friday 2. We're number 1, 84 countries. Really take that in, take it in, okay? Apple Music US, so we're still number 1, of course. And in Luxembourg, shout out to Luxembourg, shout out to all of the African countries, the African Barbs, the European Barbs, the New Zealand, Australian, North American, Canadian, did I say Asian? South American, Hispanic, and Latin America. We have went number 1 in 68 countries. Since I looked at this, 68 countries around the world on iTunes. That means people are buying the album in 68 countries around the world. Congratulations to Nicki Minaj. So if you made it to the end, I could not thank you enough. Please like the video. Tell me what your favorite songs are. But also, as this person said, it's been a full week. I want to know, are you guys comfortable with making this statement? Do you prefer Pink Friday or Pink Friday 2? Which one is better? I'm gonna say what I think in the comments, because I finally feel like I got there. But yeah, anyway, let me be quiet. So I'm gonna come back with more chart analysis, more numbers, because we have a lot of debuts that we need to talk about. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, because I'm coming soon.